What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today you join me at Concourse on the Avenue, on Ocean Avenue here in Monterey for the 2019 Car Week. Today me and Colton headed over to the Avenue to check out the cars that were lined up for this year's event. It happens to be a lot of classics, but I made my way down to the end to see what else was here, and I noticed there was a lot more of the Ferraris. So the Ferrari F40, 2.9 liter twin turbo V8 that produces about 470 horsepower. So it is a stunning car, but Ferrari originally intended to only have the car produced in red, but later people were producing the car in black, and like I said, originally it was 400 and they boosted out to 1,315 cars. So if you look at this car, it happens to be the fastest time ever at 3 minutes and 10.53 seconds. I'm not sure, but the owner was telling me about it, but I think it has to do something with the course that he ended up doing. Colton was saying that he believes that it's a GT car because of the main kill switch that's here. So,
vehicle on-off switch and the carbon fiber wing, which would entail that it is the F40 GT, but I could be mistaken.
And if you look here, you look at all the kills. So owners tend to put these on vehicles if they race their friends. Obviously, these are a couple of the cars that he's beat in his races. Okay, so after losing Colton off of Ocean Avenue, he told me he was by John Hennessey, so I made my way over. John decided to drive his Venom GT to Ocean Avenue today. He's testing out the all-new 7.6 liter twin turbo V8 that the new Venom 5 will have. So this car it looks like a Lotus. It's on the Lotus chassis, but Hennessey Performance, John's company, has taken it and they do a whole new vehicle within it. If you look inside, all the exposed carbon, just beautiful. Back at Bernatus to check out the McLaren house. When we were here earlier this week, there was only the 675 LT for McLaren. They didn't really have anything else. But they finally have the full lineup of McLarens here. Everything from the 570S to the P1 and Senna. So I'll show you around with the cars here. Here is the 720S in McLaren orange. Beautiful looking vehicle. Next to that is the 600 LT. And then, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but this is the all-new McLaren GT. Colton and I were fortunate enough to attend the McLaren Canada event at this year's Montreal Grand Prix, and we saw the unveiling of it for North America. So next to the GT, they have another 600 LT. This beautiful color. I'm not totally sure what the color is called, but it's in this beautiful orange as well. Next to that, we have the McLaren GT4 570S. And then here's a 600 LT. Beautiful Senna. This is something that I haven't seen before. In this spec. It's beautiful, all the exposed carbon hood. I've never seen a blue carbon in the Senna. Looks amazing. Next to that is the all-new 720S Spider. And finally, there's the McLaren P1 in full exposed carbon. Final car here being the full exposed carbon P1. And there's the back of the 720S Spider. And then the Senna. In my opinion, I would much rather have the P1 over the Senna. I think it just looks a lot more classier. So yeah, that's pretty much it in the lot right now at Bernatus. So we just left the Pagani house that we think it would be. It's Carmel Valley Ranch, further down. And we decided to stop at the Quail Lodge to see if they had anything in the lot. And fortunately enough, we came across this beautiful Bugatti Chiron. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but this car has this beautiful C-shaped trim on it. It's one of the cool features of the vehicle. Alongside the rear with the US market, they usually have these giant plastic
Duckbills.
no, they're not ducktails. It's more of a rear end. It's basically it has to do with the regulations here in the States, but this one doesn't have it, which is really interesting, even though it's a California car. So I'm assuming the driver's taking the risk, and yeah, he says he doesn't want it on it. If you look inside, the car has a beautiful tan interior with some blue trimming as well, and exposed carbon. The last video I did with the Bugatti Chiron was at the FAF Reserve in Vaughan, and it wasn't my favorite spec. This one I do like a little bit more. It's a little bit more subtle, where the one that we saw, it's actually OB Prestige Auto in Montreal. It's his personal car that's for sale, down in Vaughan at the FAF Reserve for $4 million. It's white on white. With this, you know, you can wear something and not get dirty on the inside. So yeah, this is just I think one of the many Chirons that we'll see this trip. We're gonna keep heading down the valley and stopping as we go to see if we see anything else. What is up, you guys? Just made my way to the Mecum Auctions here in Monterey. They're setting up the cars for this week's auction. They got a couple really high-end, high-ticket items in the showroom right now. But the vehicle of the year, or the featured item, is the Ferrari 0432M. The last Ferrari 250 GTO went for 70 million, so it'd be really interesting to see how much this thing will go for. And besides the one feature vehicle, they also have a Porsche Speedster here. It's beautiful, like baby blue color. As well as this Ferrari. It's a Ferrari 275. GTB as well. And my favorite, my dream hypercar being the Ferrari LaFerrari. Beautiful looking spec. And look, this one happens to be all signed. One 919 Spider, as well as a black one that they're currently moving to position it for this week's event. I was lucky enough to get one of the Mecum guys to bring the loft outside and open up the doors for me. Look at this beautiful spec. The Mecum staff told me that they are thinking that the car will go around $3 million US at auction this weekend. Just looking inside, it's just stunning, stunning ride. Have to admit, my favorite, if there's anything I want, it's a LaFerrari. Hopefully one day.